I was in a good place. I liked my job, I was happy at home, I felt like things were good. I was handling things well. And that there were certain situations in my life and at work that I just had to put up with. That's just how it was. So that's kind of the place I was before I started. Well, there was a lot different after the program. I think throughout the program I learned that I can influence those things that I thought I just had to put up with before. And how you influence that is by the way you show up at things, your energy when you come in a room, your attitude about things. And that's not to say that I can change situations that are less than positive, but I can have a different attitude about those. And actually my attitudes and my energy level can change a situation. That's another thing that I learned. That if I let go of some of the assumptions I had, some of the, just trying to think ahead of how I wanted things to turn out rather than just being in that moment and letting things play out, it makes a huge difference in how I interact with people and also how I feel when I leave that interaction. I'm less drained, I have more energy, and I'm in more control of my surroundings, and that's a great feeling. And it's impacted all areas of my life, not just work. When we start the program, we do an energy level assessment. There's a fancier term for it, but I can't remember it. And I thought, like I said, I thought I was fine, and I get the results, and I'm like, oh my God, what I learned from that, and I really had to, it was very much an aha moment for me, because usually you take those things and you kind of have a feeling where you are. But I was dealing with conflict and difficult situations by avoiding, making excuses. I could talk myself into all kinds of reasons why I didn't need to deal with something. And what I learned is that's not a healthy place to be in for me or anyone around me. And it's much better to come at those with a new energy and not necessarily take them head on, but just look at them differently and assess it differently and look at the other person's side of things. And so it was a very eye-opening experience for me. I think what was the most valuable thing about the shift was I'm happier. I'm much more satisfied at work. I'm more satisfied in my life because I think when you take control of your life and your surroundings and your situation, you're naturally happier. I can control me. I can control how I show up. I can't control anything else. And so once you realize that and you really understand that, it's much more satisfying. And we learn some things that help you get back to that place if you stray away. Some practical exercises that you can use every day. So that was very helpful. Thank you. You just take a minute and, I always close my eyes and you pay attention to your breathing and you go to a place where you're content, happy in your mind, you visualize that place or that feeling. And it's amazing how powerful that is. Even if I'm in traffic and I'm getting if I just do that, I find myself calming down. And what I learned that there's a real physical connection with your mind and your heart, and that physiologically it's better for you to be in a more a higher energy level than it is to be negative and self-talk. And so it's not only better for you emotionally but physically. So I think keeping that in mind was very helpful to me too. And also that there are leaders around here that have gone through this that I can reach out to, that we can check in on. And I've done that, and that's very helpful. I would tell you to enjoy every minute of it, that it's one of the best things I've ever done. It's not I think sometimes we tend to show up and say, here we go, another one of these programs. This is not that. This is, if you embrace it, if you let your guard down, if you fully engage in this, you will be amazed at the transformation in yourself and the people around you. And also enjoy the leaders you get to share this with, because you see people in a different way, and it's it's an amazing experience to see that. People that I thought all this came very easy to, you realize that everyone has things they struggle with, and it's a very empowering feeling. So I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did.